We always said Shiva will open his third eye and he can burn up the whole existence if he wants. So Shiva opens his third eye and either everything burns up or he sees everything clearly. Your perception has risen beyond the physical. That is the third eye. There are two ways of opening the eye. One way is so, what is referred to as the third eye is, we always said Shiva will open his third eye and he can burn up the whole existence if he wants. You need to understand, this is a dialectical culture. You don't take these things literally, logically. You need to always read behind it. Unfortunately, people start interpreting it as a logical thing and its whole thing is so badly distorted. Dimensions which cannot be expressed logically are always packed up in these kinds of stories so that they are preserved without distortion. So Shiva opens his third eye and either everything burns up or he sees everything clearly. So third eye is not a physical thing. It is just that if your energies reach a certain peak within you, you have a new clarity of vision of life. You see everything from a completely different dimension. So you start seeing things, it's an inner eye we say. We can say you can turn it inward or outward, whichever way you turn it. So these eyes are only outward. You can't roll your eyeballs inward and see what's within you, isn't it? So third eye is both ways. If you want, you can turn it inward or you can turn it outward. Whichever way, you are seeing life beyond the normal limitations of your perception. Your perception has risen beyond the physical. That is the third eye. Why is it connected to a particular spot in your body? Among the 7 chakras, the 6th dimension is called as Agna. Agna is located slightly above where the eyebrows meet. There are 3 dimensions attached to it. These 3 dimensions are traditionally named after Shiva, 3 different forms of Shiva. But these 3 are actual experiential points in the body, where if your energy moves to that point, your experience of life alters itself. The whole process of whatever spiritual process you're doing consciously or unconsciously is fundamentally to move to a higher plane of perception, isn't it? Yes? You call it God, you call it Kundalini, you call it yoga, you call it what you want. But fundamentally, the whole thing is to raise your perception from a limited physical perception to a higher possibility. So if your energies are in the lowest chakra, which is referred to as the Mooladhara, food and sleep will be the most dominant factors of your life. Only food and sleep. You will not know anything else. If energies move into Swadhisthana, then you are a pleasure seeker. You enjoy the physical world in so many different ways. If your energies move into Manipuraka, then you are a doer in the world, you are an achiever. If your energies move into Anahata, you are a creative person. Maybe you're an artist, you're a painter, you're something, you're more creative about life. If your energies move into Vishuddhi, if they become dominant there, you are a powerhouse. Power need not just mean this. Human beings can be powerful in so many different ways. So, this is the power center. If energies move into your Agna, then you have clarity of vision. Now, you are intellectually realized, not experientially realized. Intellectually realized, you touched a point where life cannot disturb you, life cannot take a toll on you because intellectually you're realized, but still you're not ecstatic in any way. You don't know the ecstasy of life, but you have stability of life. Nothing can touch you, nothing can disturb you, you come to that point. From the lowest point of Mooladhara to Agna, there are many ways of reaching there. There's so many paths, 1,000,000 different paths of how to get there. But from Agna to Sahasrara, there is no way. It's a pathless path. This is the reason why a lot of people are talking only about peace, because they only got till here and they don't know what's beyond. So they're assuming and concluding that this is all there is, because there is no particular path or method to get beyond. There are no particular methods or there are no methods. When all methods are dropped, only then from Agna to Sahasrara one will reach. If your energies touch your Sahasrara, the topmost chakra, you will become ecstatic like for no reason, simply you're ecstatic. You don't need any external stimulus. You will see those of you who come to the Bhava Spandana, simply ecstatic. Nothing is happening. Nobody is telling you beautiful things, nor did you win a lottery, nothing. Simply you're ecstatic, just blowing like that, because your energies have hit the Sahasrara. So from here to here, there is no journey. So when you come here, if you can turn this third eye inward, only then you see that there is no way, the only way is to jump. To jump into total emptiness, either you must be crazy or you must have absolute trust in somebody else's word. These are only two ways you can jump into nothingness, isn't it? Either you must be crazy, that you don't care what happens to you, or you have so much trust in somebody, if he says jump, you will anyway jump. These are only two ways. So, the third eye is something that gives you a total clarity of how things are, how life processes. When I say life, don't think of life in terms of waking up in the morning, eating, going to the party, not that life. Fundamental life, life as you, life as an entity, life as a basis of existence right now. Once you have a clear vision of this, then the way you function and the way you conduct your life is very, very different. So once your third eye opens, it is not that this is going to split and open up, your perception has risen beyond the physical. You have started seeing that which is beyond the physical. But I am not talking about the mind when I say the third eye. See, mind is capable of fantastic things by itself. You have not explored even a small percentage of the mind's capabilities. Human beings have not explored even a very small capabilities of the mind. When I say third eye, we are not talking about the mind at all. It doesn't involve the normal process of the mind. It's a different dimension by itself. The most significant aspect of Shiva is that he opened his third eye. All the other things, he danced, he meditated, married twice, did so many things, that's not the thing. He opened his third eye. It's only for that we remember him even today. For that, even today, after thousands of years, we still bow down to him. Because there is no substitute for knowing. There is no substitute for knowing means. And there is no way to know unless your perception goes beyond your present levels of perception. Unless your ability to see is enhanced beyond its present limitations, there is no way to know. To know is to be free. So, Shiva is significant for us not because he's wrecked in Himalayas, not because he played with snakes, not because of this or that, because he opened his third eye. He perceived what most human beings fail to perceive. what is unseen, for a large segment of humanity, became a normal part of his vision. That's what third eye means. So people say, when Shiva opened his third eye, it was a fiery process, fire came out of it. Why they're saying fire is because within himself, he burnt everything that he thought mattered to him. He became like a fire chamber, like a kiln, that within himself he burnt everything that can be burnt, and then from every pore of his body, instead of sweat and blood coming, ash came out. Why? Shiva is always depicted as ash smeared. He didn't go about smearing ash. Ash came out of his pores. This is to indicate that he has burnt it all. He has burnt every shred of ignorance, everything that one believes as true, he burnt. Because he burned everything and everything became ash, then this opening of the third eye could not be denied to him. When it opened, people saw fire because the inner chamber was burning. There are two ways of opening the eye. One way is the inside has become total vacuum, so the doorway gets sucked in and naturally has to open. The doorway becomes limp and falls inward because there is nothing. He simply burnt not only his thought, not only his emotion, not just his relationships and possessions, he's just burnt his very being. The individual being is completely burnt out and there's a total vacuum, so the door fell inward and it's open. So people saw fire because it was burning still. Another way of opening the third eye is you contain everything inside. Everything is contained. You did not find any expression for your thought, any expression for your emotion, any expression for anything. You could not even utter a word. See, if you remain silent for 4 days, on the 5th day, you feel like singing suddenly. If you don't know how to sing, you want to howl like a wolf, huh? Because you want to let go. You didn't let go anything, so much pressure built up, and this door got knocked open from inside. This is another way to do it. The first way of doing is the best way of doing, because if you open it by building pressure, it opens up today and again tomorrow it may just shut itself. Or before enough pressure builds up and this opens, something else freaks in you and you run away, yes? Because the pressure builds up in such a way, if you have to hold it, you need… because you don't know what's happening, it looks like torture. It looks like 7th degree torture. If you're putting yourself through the whole process, then definitely your mind will ask, what is the point going through this torture? Because it's a lot of torture. Not letting a single thought find expression, not letting a single emotion find expression, not uttering a single word, not finding expression to a single opinion that arises in your mind, single idea that arises in your mind. Oh, it'll burst you somewhere. You hold everything intact, this will open, otherwise something else will freak. But you are a little… you're diplomatic. You believe in the middle path. That means you don't wish to get anywhere. People who believe in the middle path, they're determined not to get anywhere in their life. Middle path means just your comfort zone. Neither this nor that. Either you become empty, the sheer power of vacuum will open it, or you build up pressure in you, it'll burst open. Two ways of opening. Middle path means you are a professional bullshitter. Really. Full-time bullshitter you are, not professional. Profession means they do it only part-time, right? They do it only certain times of the day. It doesn't matter where you go, you do your own stuff. Middle path. Middle path is a way of not getting anywhere, and after some time thinking, this doesn't go anywhere. Right now you're walking on the street, suddenly you found a big rock, there are only two ways to go, either this way or this way. This way a tiger is growling, this way there's fire burning. You think the best thing is middle path, that is to go into the rock. Obviously this is not going to go anywhere. This will give you good exercise for some time. If you try to go into the rock, it's a good exercise, really, it'll build a lot of good muscle if you take the middle path. It's just that you don't go anywhere.